Welcome back everyone to the Spearhead cast. With me, Matt. We have a Western Front bombing one for you all on Arnhem Checkpoint. We have Bugs Bunny as the US Airborne already going with Airborne out the gate. Okay. And we have Valhalla as the Waffen-SS without a commander. Valhalla did not pick a commander in the last one, so I wonder if that's something they're going with or trying without going for commanders at all, which honestly is a little bit interesting in honesty. Regardless, you're seeing airborne troops that are at the gate, which can actually take the fight to the Waffen-SS. Airborne troops are very expensive, but very powerful. Depends on how they're used. Storm Grenadiers and the US fire team is coming out around the same time. Now, I think the Storm Pioneers are going to have the upper hand here in the center here, thanks to being inside a building and just the fact that Storm Pioneers are a lot better than Rear Echelon are. Airborne headed northwards by the looks of it.
Rifle squad waiting for
We also have a basic rifleman coming out for the United States. Just add some more men to the field.
Assembled and ready. Looks like we're going in. I got orders, boys.
Now, I am wondering how this battle is going to go, because US Airborne can be really good sometimes. Oh, looks like that the Germans are going to go straight for a cutoff, but yeah. Ooh, that could be a bad thing for the Americans. Oh, but that's it. Now they're in a crossfire very close to a US rifleman, which is not a position they wanted to be in. And especially with the airborne coming out up on the flank here. It looks like they might get out of there barely. Kugelwagen with an MG-34 coming up too. Now, the airborne troops will be very valuable, but if we're seeing a second rifleman coming out, I guess the airborne just need some basic infantry in the field to help, to supplement their airborne troops. But Americans are really good in medium to close range engagements, so this town could definitely be a hot spot for the US dealing a lot of damage, depending on how the battles go. We're gonna have some troops moving for the vignettes here. Yeah, but are now engaging with the Storm Grenadiers. But we are using the Kugelwagen on the flank here. Yeah, but needs to be careful. The MG-34 could be dangerous. They're switching target. They're moving, which is a bad thing. Airborne are very costly to replenish. They should be utilized with care. Now the Kugelwagen is moving up again. It might be a dead airborne squad, which is a very costly thing to get early. Oh no, they're gonna get out of there, I think. That's very fortunate. And now the Kugelwagen is gonna shift southwards to deal with the riflemen, I think. That Storm Pioneer isn't gonna be in trouble though. Rifleman, he missed the Kugelwagen. There's an MG-44 is also coming out for the Waffen-SS. Rifleman are gonna be in trouble here. They are gonna get cut down and retreat by the Storm Pioneers, I feel.
Heavy machine gun team ready for battle.
Yep.
Target down! Target down! Attention!
Very aggressive player, but the other Riflemen might have a little bit of an easier time. Especially with the airborne coming up to challenge. Oh, they actually got him. All the riflemen are gone. That's a huge loss, by the way.
We're losing a capture point.
Not looking good here for the United States. And this Kugelwagen is really providing a lot of issues. The Kugelwagen can be very, very potent, I think. Perhaps a little bit too potent, in all honesty. Especially early on. Especially with its auto-repair. It should not have an auto-repair ability, like seriously. That is absolute bullshit. You need engineers to repair this thing, I'd say. It needs to at least be veteran or something, like it already is, to get the upgrade for it. It should not just have an ability to be like, oh yeah, we can just repair all the bullet damage we've just sustained. For free. That's absolute bullshit if you ask me. And now the Germans have kind of cut off the Americans. So the Americans are going to get a lot of resources at the moment. There we go. Good shot on that fucking Kugelwagen. That deserves it. Honestly, I do not like Kugelwagen meta. It's a little bit annoying in my opinion. I am liking though when people use the Kugelwagen for its utilization abilities, like dropping medipacks and similar. That's a lot more of a cool thing. And something I like to see. Good. Americans are retaking that checkpoint there. Storm Pioneers will move into the building here, I imagine, getting an advantage point. MK34 now against the airborne. They've already pinned them. Oh, well, not looking good for the Americans right now, as they've said. Well, either side has a fuel point, actually, technically. Americans are taking up. Spinner grenade going in here. Ooh, Wagner's coming up again. Airborne troops are ready to move out again. Looks like a 30 cal is being prepared after they take up. The airborne are very accurate, so they will probably deal with these Storm Pioneers. Looks like we have a pineapple going out.
Grenade, move! Stand by! Orders!
Kugelwagen moving up again.
Promotions in! Enemy contact!
Just it was easier to kill that thing.
Steady up.
Aufklar coming out for the Waffen-SS. Without the Americans have teched up. Which means I believe they can get some light vehicles. Actually, they could get the crowd mower, they could get a 30 cal Jeep. Actually, they could get a 30 cal Jeep earlier if they wanted. They get a variety of tools to try and deal with the Kugelwagen.
We're losing a capture point.
Germans have secured the other flanks though, so they are slowly doing better here. MK34 still being a problem on this flank. At this range, I think the American riflemen will win out, especially with that pineapple coming in. Kugelwagen turning around. I think the airborne should probably get a better weapon to help deal. Like probably a BAR could be a good thing, or the vertical. The BAR would help on the move, I think, and being a lot more light. The vertical would have a lot more firepower and suppressive capabilities. Good gunner is killed on the Kugelwagen, that's going to force them to pull back for a bit. Yeah, but moving up to the sandbags. After now dealing with these 3 echelon. Kugelwagen and Storm Grenadiers are going to try and encircle here. But the Americans are pulling back at that side. They don't want to deal with double machine guns. Actually, triple machine guns. That would be quite the crossfire. American 30 cal on the field. Echelon could move in now to support, to deal with the Aufklar. And Aufklar down. That's a pretty big deal. Kugelwagen taking some heavy damage there, but the Storm Grenadiers just mowing down out in the open from the house.
Looks like we're going in.
Oh, well, it's not looking good here for the Americans. I wish they do a little bit better, but it's very hard to do. Especially against the Waffen-SS player that seems to know what they're doing like this. Oh, the spinning grenades, he got a kill there. If he really wants to use the Kugelwagen that much, at least skip. Oh, lag. At least use expert gunnery then. Pack 40 in the fields. Probably in anticipation of an allied vehicle. That Kubelwagen is being way too much of a menace at the moment. Mortar coming in for the Mthis as well.
Stand by! Orders! Stand by orders! Get out! Change your plans! All set!
And those airborne not gonna last long like that.
Taking fire!
The 30 cal's in a pretty good position in there.
Alright, you dopes, listen up.
The Americans might be going for a cutoff here for the fuel. Unless they still hold the center town here. No, it would still cut them off. It's a very good choice there from the American rifleman. That 30 cal can just switch its targets pretty easily. Not 30 cal, MG40, MG34, my bad.
Contact! Return fire! Ready!
More Storm Grenadiers coming up.
Get ready for action, gang. Here it comes. Taking fire! We got orders coming.
Oh, now we're finally seeing expert gunnery. There we go, we also see combat runs. This thing is going to be even harder to deal with now. Like, that's the... It should only be as tough as it was before when you get these upgrades, I think. Because else it just becomes too powerful, I think. It's only a Kubelwagen. It's not, you know, a fucking armored fighting vehicle. It's a Jeep. 57mm on the field, though. I could deal with it. Oh, I didn't hit because of the truck. Looks like the Storm Grenadiers are winning this engagement. 30 cal on the airborne, but it's a little bit too late, I think. High explosive almost killing them. Oh, that's not looking good. Yeah, they have to pull back. But the airborne squad did survive by looks of it, which is the most important part. Kubelwagen is going to be very hard and the 80 gun gone. How? Maybe try hard, aren't we?
Warning orders, gang. Steady up. What the
At
hell?
the very least, just to try to scavenge it. Get some resources out of it.
Gather around. Warning orders, gang.
It's a perfectly viable weapon you could get some munitions out of. Mthis is digging in. They also securing the southern flank here with the Storm Pioneers. No, I'm being called. That's really bad timing. Let me just pause this. My apologies. It was just a really random phone call I just got there, but that shouldn't be a problem. Let's return to the action, shall we? Again, I apologize for that inconvenience, but I did not see that coming, so my bad. Americans, it looks like they're trying to secure the southern field again, but they really cannot get anything from the cutoff. And after this, troops are just proven to be a little bit too much to deal with. And that Kubelwagen is really proved to be a menace, actually. Serving as a mobile suppression platform. Just let me check I am recording again, because sometimes the pause feature is a little bit wonky, but it looks like I am. But now it has 25% more armor, so that is gonna help a few through some more of the bullets. And the Storm Grenadiers are threatening the position here again.
Supply line just got cut off.
And Kubelwagen is really just a menace, isn't it? The Americans need to clear out that building with their machine gun, though.
Stand ready. All right, you guys, make ready. Standing by.
They do have enough for mortar barrage to be called in. Oh, smoke going in. Very smart. That's what you want to see. We also have a half-track, though, for the Germans have arrived. The half-track is going to be much more difficult to deal with. Especially with Storm Pioneers decided to arm with MP40s. That's going to be very good at assaulting. Now they pull up with the MP40s and they'll mow those guys down. Very dangerous. the Americans have secured the central point somehow. Or at least pushed the Germans out of it for a bit. But Germans are taking off for vehicles at this point. Vertical, please kill that Kugelwagen. Ah, the Kugelwagen's gonna get out of there. And the half-track can also self-repair. Come on! Please don't give the vehicles that ability. You should need engineers for that kind of serious work. That's at least my opinion of that. Sturmgrenadiers moving into the building again. These 5 men are going to be in trouble. Especially as the Sturmgrenadiers flank there. And the MD-42 is going to start cutting them down. But the vertical is cutting them down in return. Good to see. Good to see the airborne's verticals at least doing something. Veteran C4 airborne at this point. But we already have an Ostwind out. Oh, that's just so silly. Like rushing for an Ostwind, seriously. Hopefully the Americans can take care of that. I hope anyway, it's going to be very hard. They're trying to lay mines, but it's not going to work while they can see them. Abject pushing up again. 87 got a good shot there. Nice to see. Kill those Nazi fucks. Yeah, those Nazi fucks deserve it, so don't even mourn them. Sturmgrenadiers going up here. They're not gonna try and take the vertical. Probably no reason to.
A capture point is under attack.
Smoking in the front line.
Trying to outflank us.
Ostwind is pushing upwards. There's not enough American AT equipment to stop it at the moment. Is he doing attack ground with it? Come on, just stop tryharding, seriously. It's no fun to see tryhards. Good shot though, 57. Take out that fucking Ostwind. There we go. Yes, that's how it's done. Come on, Americans. You can pull through this. It's going to be very hard to make a comeback from this still, though, because now the Panzer IV J is on the field. But the American Airborne are providing a little bit of firepower here. It's not like the last match where the SS actually had to fight hard. The SS has a really good position this time. And that for MG34 is still going to be a problem, isn't it? Now the Panzer IV J is on the field to try and contest. Well, now mortar fire on the MG34 again.
Orders! Listen up!
And mortar's not looking like it's doing that much, actually. Might actually be a waste. Now the Kugelwagen is going to go in for a flank. Why the hell was that mortar barrage so weak? It's a cheap. Oh, it's cheap. That's why. It's very accurate, but it's very lacks in power. I suppose that fits. But the Americans are getting a little bit of fuel now, but it's not going to last for long, I think. You have seen some stormtroopers now being prepared. Much more elite infantry for the Waffen-SS. Another mortar and another AT gun being prepared for the US. They could still arm that other mortar though.
Looks like we're going in.
Destroying the third. Wow. You are tryharding way too hard. That makes no sense. Why would soldiers do that? That makes no sense.
Troops, stand by.
Our supply line just
Come on,
got cut
airborne.
off.
You need to kill those Nazis somehow. Not gonna be easy though, because it's very hard to stop that. And the Lieutenant doesn't really get a lot of good abilities, I think, for the US airborne. He does buff nicely, I think. Yeah, 50% more accuracy. That's not bad.
AT gun ready.
You have the second 57 on the field now. But I still don't have a lot of faith in that the US airborne can turn this around at this point. The Waffen says are really well set up at the moment.
Battalion just released a
It's going to be a very big problem. Especially with an MG-34 opening fire. Oh god. Looks like the airborne have the flank covered here. It's actually Veterancy 5 airborne. That's a pretty intense squad now. Good to see. Mow down those Nazis. Ah, the smoke is obscuring it. No, that sucks. The Waffen says needs to be taken down a peg, I think. Oh, now it's doing. Oh, that's gonna be bad. That's bad for that airborne squad. And they're pulling out the immediate. The smoke is still obscuring, which is good. They get bought into time. Now there's stormtroopers on the field, much better infantry. No, no penetration. Now the Kuhlwagen is pushing up too. And now the Ostwind. We need to see more Stooks in all honesty.
The enemy is overrunning one of our capture points.
What are the Americans going to be able to even do here?
Our supply line just got cut off.
More airborne squads perhaps, but it's just too risky of an investment at the moment. He should have gotten them earlier, I think. As at the vertical is starting to mow down the German infantry. But this Panzer IV is still a problem. And now here's the other Ostwind. Very meme-worthy vehicle because there was actually not that many Ostwinds. So the fact you can just get so many of them makes no lick of sense. It's probably more of a doctrinal unit in honesty, probably only to Panzer, I'd say. Panzer were both Wehrmacht and SS. Then Germans should actually rely more on the flag half track in honesty for flag operations, rather than Ostwinds, which there really didn't exist many of. Also, shooting through the side blockers? Come on! Stop try-harding so much.
You're ready. Send orders.
I'm disappointed, I'm gonna admit. I'm very disappointed. Passing a Sherman 76 coming up, though.
Just remember, they ain't gonna show you no mercy once you start.
It almost feels like a little bit of bullying, in all honesty. Especially without a commander pick, it just feels like you're flexing. Which makes this not very fun, actually. I really think the Ostwind should be Panzer unique only. Not something all the doctrines just can get, because as I said, it's a really rare vehicle. Like, it's an exceptionally rare vehicle. I would like to more flag half tracks instead. That is kind of what you really should be using instead, in almost realistically. Vertical on the airborne is doing some job, but I don't think it'll be enough. And especially now with full STD and the Stormtroopers, that's a really good upgrade. That's an exceptionally good squad, but still hard. Now let's see if the Sherman 76 can make a change here. Because the Germans have just kept that much of the map for so long, and we also seen a Panzer come out in response immediately. And the Pack 40 also pushing upwards.
Send your orders.
I don't think the Americans can last for much longer.
We're taking lead over here.
Oh, so many machine guns. Especially that Kugelwagen as well. Oh, good shot there from the Sherman. Here comes the Panzer IV J. Using a heat shell to fire through. Oh, aiming for the officer. Missed though. The Pack 40 is still waiting in ambush. Sherman should not fall in. That's a very tricky move. Yep. Pack was waiting. And that's another Ostwind. Why the fuck is there so many Ostwinds? There's like only 47 of these things ever made. Really, those should really just be doctrinal. Like seriously. There should not be able to be that many Ostwinds. And the Sherman's not gonna last long here. I think the J could actually just get a shot here and win. Nope, didn't hit. America's getting a response to even try and repair the Sherman.
Rear echelon squad ready for action.
Ostwind pushing upwards. That Ostwind has to go. Then Corber coming out to try and obscure the side. Oh, good shot there from the Sherman, but the AT gun is down.
Just got wiped out.
Here comes the Stormtroopers though. Good shot there from the Sherman. Is that another Stormtrooper? Oh, that's another Storm Grenadier, okay. Oh, very good shot there from the Sherman. The high explosive, killing a Stormtrooper squad in ambush. I don't really think the Americans have the equipment. The MG-34 is going to find a flank here against shortly if it turns around. Panzer IV is going to try and flank, and it's probably going to kill the Sherman, I imagine. MG-42 bunker being prepared up north here by the Storm Grenadiers. Overlook at the vineyards, or wine fields, or whatever. Vineyards, that is what they're called, right? I think they're called vineyards.
Make safe and prepare to move. Taking effective fire. Things are gonna out. Prepare yourself.
Don't think the Sherman's gonna last long. Oh, good shot! Oh, one more shot, and I think the Sherman will actually die here. Oh, nope, doesn't look like it.
The capture point is being overrun.
Airborne is in big trouble down here.
AT gun ready.
Because that's a big crossfire now they're stuck in.
Germans just cut off our supply lines.
Soup coming out in the field for the Germans as well.
Upgrade completed.
Here comes the Ostwind again. They're gonna get out of here this time. The vineyards might block the shots. No. Nope. And I think with that airborne dead, this is practically over at this point.
An infantry unit. They got wiped out.
That Ostwind really needs to be doctrinal. Seriously. That's a change that really has to happen fast, I think. It doesn't make sense that all the commanders can just get Ostwinds. It was a very rare vehicle. Like, exceptionally rare. Even rarer than the Tiger. So the fact that all the German commanders can just get it makes like no sense. The airborne squad being prepared, but it might be just a little too late at this point. Yep, he's calling it GG. And the Americans are pulling out. I at least hope you enjoyed this match. I really think there was a little bit too try-hardy, personally, ruined some of the fun, at least on my end, and then I also got a call in the middle of it, so that was a little bit annoying. But I at least hope you somewhat enjoyed it. And I'll see you on the next one, everyone. Bye-bye.